the Southeast Caucus. And as you know, you can see all the members of the Southeast Caucus. They are here. We came here just to make a brief statement after the vote that was taken on the floor with regard to our motion to immortalize Professor Humphrey Nwosu. We had 3 prayers. The first prayer, which was for them, for the Senate to recommend to the executive that given the fact that Professor Humphrey Nwosu was the person who actually laid the foundation of the present INEC headquarters and commenced the building before that particular NEC was dissolved by the military in 1993. We felt that we should recommend that the executive names that INEC building after him. This is also in consonance with what Professor Jega, a former INEC chairman, said on Tuesday at the colloquium for Professor Humphrey Nwosu. Professor Jega said that he was surprised that up till this moment, Humphrey Nwosu has not been recognized or honored by the government of Nigeria, who today are benefiting from his plans and legacies in producing, in 1993, the freest and fairest election. Don't forget that it was the outcome of the annulment of that election that led to the disturbances everywhere in Nigeria, that also led to the exit of the military in 1999, 6 years later. We had 2. We also had another, that even if they don't do that, that they should also honor Professor Humphrey Nwosu by giving him a national honor. That, of course, a posthumous honor. That was also rejected on the floor. Of course, the third one, which was for him to be honored by the Senate by giving him a 1-minute silence, was done. But we are not deterred. The reason is simple. It may be delayed, but it will not be denied. Professor Humphrey Nwosu was the person who laid the foundations that we are all enjoying today. And so, as far as we are concerned, we think that even if this government does not honor Professor Humphrey Nwosu, a government in future will honor him. After all, some other governments refused to recognize Abiola, but later a government recognized Abiola. Some other government didn't recognize June 12, but later a government recognized June 12 as our Democracy Day. So we believe that in the future, a government of this country will make sure that they recognize those who have actually sacrificed and used their everything to make Nigeria a better place. We want to thank, as we say, for those who continue to stand on June 12th, and those who sat on June 12th, and those who did everything on June 12th, including the government of today. If there was no election, there wouldn't have been any June 12th. Don't forget that there was a court order that was done by Justice Ikweme to stop the election, and he defied that court order and pushed back and made sure that an election held. If that election was not conducted, you won't be talking of results, and there will be no June 12th. So as far as we are concerned, Professor Hosu deserves this honor. Thank you, and God bless you. No question, please. You know, the press is too powerful. Yeah.
Very good afternoon, good afternoon, distinguished senators. My name is Patrick Wemambo. I'm with the Daily Times. Moving forward, what's your next line of action? Thank you.
I think we have answered that. We say that even if it's not done today, that another government will do this. We are still looking forward to the Tinubu government. If you recall, Tinubu was seen and has always been seen as a June 12th warrior. And therefore, all the elements that make up June 12th, including the conduct of the election. And like we said, if there was no election, there would have been no June 12th. So we can also use this opportunity that we're here addressing you to appeal to the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to honor the man who made sure that that election held, despite that it was done, and put elections in the consciousness of Nigerians. Because that election was what led everybody else to now be doing subsequent elections. Thank you. He was a member, and he also participated fully in that election. So let him make it. Thank you, sir.
Well, I just want to recall that without Professor Humphrey's sagacity and courage, that election would not have taken place. We are all aware that Justice Ibeme said that there shall be no election. By 9:30 in the morning on June 10th, Professor Humphrey audaciously, without invitation, went to the National Defense and Security Council and insisted and convinced them that the election process had commenced. That was why President Babangida allowed him to conduct the election. And if anybody is saying that he did not announce the result, the person is lying, because the results were being announced. In fact, they have announced 29. It remained only Taraba State. And even when they ordered him to come to the Aso Rock, I want to tell you, he was even arrested. But he still ordered that Taraba be announced. So at what point will Hope have announced that result? Is it in Aso Rock where they detained him? We must be serious. But the truth of the matter is that the Senate resolution is advisory. It's not even compelling. So we are urging President Tinubu to do the right thing by immortalizing Professor Humphrey. Thank you.
Simple.